Hey teacher friends, it's Monica Genta and we are back at it with another super meaningful episode of the Teacher Vlog. This week I invited my pal Wilkie onto the episode. Not only is he a super incredible teacher from Texas, more importantly, he is so into 3 pillars of education that I think create really meaningful relationships with students. Consistency, student voice, and reflection. This is an episode that you're not gonna wanna miss, especially the end. I'm gonna tell you right now that Wilkie freestyle raps at the very end of the episode. He lays down a beat and I was like, whoa, what? It is sick. And I'm telling you, it is an opportunity for you to kick back, relax, and enjoy 2 tips from my friend Wilkie. So let's get rolling. All right, teachers, I am really amped to introduce you to my friend. His name is Will, but I feel like we're close, so I'm going to continue to call you Wilkie because I think that sounds amazing. So this is Wilkie. We actually met, well, it would have been in officially Vegas, right?
In Vegas, yes.
Officially in Vegas, but we had communication and been connected through an incredible podcast that you guys are running with your friend Kyle, who was on a previous episode. But you are the man, and I know we hit that dance floor really hard together in Vegas at that teacher after party, so that was amazing.
Absolutely. I still watch the video and laugh. I'm just like, I'm normally not that person, and you pulled it out of me. So I'm like, I'm normally not that guy, but thank you. I appreciate it.
I don't know if I can do it yet, so I'm going to try to insert that clip right here. So we'll see if I can make that happen, because I think people need a visual of that.
Absolutely. That would be fun.
For sure.
That would be fun.
Well, one thing that you and I are huge fans of, and really it's like the number one pillar, I would say, in our like educational philosophy, is the concept of building insanely strong relationships with students, and that's what your tips are all about. So why don't you go ahead and share that first one that's kind of centered around student voice?
Yeah, I think in order to build a relationship with anyone, the first thing is there has to be an open line of communication. Mm-hmm. And so many times in the classroom, it becomes the teacher's show. So it's show up, be quiet, listen to me. And very rarely do we stop and listen to our students. Mm-hmm. And so I work really hard, and with anybody I work with, I tell them, you have to honor your students' voice. Give them an opportunity to tell you how you're doing. They're our customers. Mm-hmm. You know, if I went into a restaurant and when you get the little survey, and when you fill out their survey, they want to know how are they doing so they can know how to better serve you. And I think as educators, we have to do that same thing with our students, is to honor their voice and give them an opportunity to say, hey, what you're doing is not working for us.
Yeah.
Or I love it when you do this. I've changed my room format, my teaching format 4 times already because of my students' voice.
Yeah.
So, I mean, to me, that is like the biggest, most paramount thing to do, because a lot of students tell me, Mr. Law, you're the only person that pays attention to what we have to say. Mm-hmm. And to me, that's an indictment on our craft and the people who are.
Absolutely. And I think like kids can sense when teachers, because I think sometimes teachers say like, I value your opinion, I want to know what you're thinking, and then they listen, but then they don't take that next step. And I think that's so important. So the fact that it's something as simple as a seating arrangement and kids have given you feedback and you're like, no, I heard you, and like, here's what I did, like I made this better, is so stinking meaningful. Very cool.
And when I was a coach, a math coach for the last 3 years, I would give my teachers surveys, one in the middle of the year and one at the end of the year, just to kind of find out how I'm doing. And that's the same thing that I'm doing with my kids now. I just prepared a survey that I'm going to give them tomorrow, that they'll take to tell me, how am I doing so far? Yeah. What are things that we do differently? And I think whenever you address it, you focus from the point of, this is what you said, these are the changes we're going to make from that. Mm-hmm. This is how we're going to address that. And I think, again, it empowers them to know that I matter. Yeah. Which is one of the I statements that we say every morning with my class is one of the last ones is I matter.
Mm-hmm. Love that. And you bring up another kind of hidden point in there, that this voice piece isn't just for students. This is equally important for adults. I know in terms of leadership, like when principals are trying to figure out like how can I connect with my staff? Let your staff know that their voice matters and that you are there for them and an advocate for them, and that the feedback that they're giving you as the school leader is it's going to be so much more meaningful when you actually take action on that feedback. So nice.
And like I say again, it empowers teachers. When I know I go with a problem to my principal or my admin, and they say, "Hey, you know what? I never thought about that. Let's put that in place right now."
Mm-hmm.
Now, you as an educator, you walk away saying, "Hey, I made a difference."
Yeah, for sure.
And I think that's at the end of the day, that's what we want. We want to be able to make a.
Yeah. And that, I think that flows perfectly into the next part, because not only do we have to listen and we have to honor people's voices, but we also must be consistent with that. And I know that's a big thing for you. So tell us a little bit more about that consistency piece.
That is my staple. I joke around with my kids and I tell them I'm the most consistent person you'll find. I will be who I'm saying I'm going to be every day.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm not, then I'll apologize. I will always apologize to my kids if I fall out of character or I do something or say something that's not right. But I think that consistency piece, we know that many of our students don't come with it.
Right.
They don't have it at home. Many of them their parents are working, so their home life is it's less structured than what we are at school.
Mm-hmm.
And the only way we can even get them to start even begin the learning process is making sure that the environment that we're setting is the same every single day.
Mm-hmm.
We may not be doing the same thing, but the energy that you're going to feel in my room is going to be the same.
Yes.
And I tell them, I don't care who walks in my room, if I'm being evaluated, if I'm having an observer, if I want to bust out and start freestyle rapping while we're doing our project, I'm going to start freestyle rapping. Doesn't matter who's in there. You know, if I feel like doing the Fortnite dance or something while I'm in here, I'm going to do it because that's me.
Yeah.
And I think me encouraging myself and me being consistent, it helps them to see that it's okay to be the same person every day.
Yeah.
And it pays off.
Yeah.
I tell teachers, this is the worst time for me because between August and now is when I have to teach kids how to be consistent.
Right.
And how to expect that consistency.
Mm-hmm.
And that struggle next semester won't be there.
Yeah.
Because they'll see. And the kids say, Mr. Law, you've shown us that that's what you are, so we appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't disrespect you. And I think seeing that all the time with me, they begin to like that.
I think kudos to you, though, for even recognizing the fact that there are kids who need to be taught something as simple as consistency. Because I think for a lot of us, especially as adults, that's a norm. But like if some of those kids haven't been taught the value of consistency, then it's not important to them. So I think that's just highly valuable for you to be saying like, yeah, I got to teach that. But once it's established, second semester, we
You
good.
don't have, and the thing is that both of these things that we're talking about right now, honoring voice and consistency, these are not taught in preparedness programs.
Right.
These are not in college. This is not student teachers. I've had 6 student teachers so far this year observe me.
Mm-hmm.
And every single one of them, I tell them the very first thing that you need to do, besides loving what you do, is make sure you honor your student's voice.
Mm-hmm.
That is so important.
Yes.
Whether you're teaching kindergartens or you're teaching 12th graders, many of your issues will be eliminated automatically just by letting your students know, I'm going to pay attention to you. So even when you don't get your way or it doesn't go your way, so to speak, you can't be angry because you know that I at least listened to what you had to say. And we're gonna look at it. I mean, I'm a mathematician. So we're gonna look at it and we're gonna create our T charts. We're gonna look at all the variables that's involved and say, what is in the best interest of the entire class? I understand what you need and what you're complaining about or what your issue is, but what's in the best interest of the whole class? And if I need to work with you individually, that's something we can do.
Yeah. Awesome.
And just that voice. So
all right. Well, this is one piece that we haven't discussed yet, but you mentioned freestyle rapping, and so I didn't know if maybe you wanted to leave us with just like a little, just maybe like a line. You got something for us?
sure. Put me on the spot.
I know. This is like you don't have to. No pressure, but there's a little.
Building relationships is paramount in the classroom. It's better, almost like cleaning up your kitchen when you use your push broom. You got to start out in the top and you got to move to the back, and you got to do it right, and you never can slack. Be consistent what you do. Your kids appreciate it, and everything you do, soon they'll graduate it. So that's a little
Oh, stop it. That was so good.
and that was acapella.
We out.
And that's an exclusive because I have not even freestyle rapped on our own podcast. So
Oh man, are you hearing that, Teacher Vlog listeners? That was a Wilkie exclusive. You heard it here first. Was that not amazing? Were those beats not sick? Guys, I want to make sure that you don't miss out on the opportunity to see me and Wilkie throw down together on the dance floor. We referenced it in the episode, but I have put a link in the episode notes. You gotta check this out. We were hitting the dance floor, crushing it at a professional development event. Yeah, that's what's up. Professional development can be amazing. In fact, I want to make sure that your school is bringing in professional development that is making an impact. If you are looking for a speaker or presenter for your event, for your school district, or maybe even for your small group of teachers, friends, let's chat. My thing about education is this. I love teaching students, but I also love teaching teachers. So let's make sure that your back to school professional development in August is off the hook. Seriously, I think it's okay to use the term off the hook or off the chain or off the rocker. I don't care what you say, but I want you to walk away from that experience motivated, engaged, and ready to crush it for the next school year. Now you might be thinking, what? It's only January right now. Guys, the planning for this takes time, so let's connect. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Don't forget to see us throw down on the dance floor. But most importantly, if you don't get anything else done this week, I want you to remember one really important thing. Hey, you got this.